नेजीवियन है डॉक्टरों का भरोसेमंद नंबर 1 नेजल डिकंजस्टेंट। इससे फास्ट कुछ नहीं। बहुत तरीके हैं बंद नाक खोलने के, पर नेजीवियन से फास्ट कुछ नहीं। दूसरे उपायों के मुकाबले नेजीवियन का फॉर्मूला काम शुरू करे सिर्फ 25 सेकंड्स में। तभी तो नेजीवियन है डॉक्टरों का भरोसेमंद नंबर 1 नेजल डिकंजस्टेंट।
You smell great.
नेजीवियन, इससे फास्ट कुछ नहीं।
आपका बेटा स्मार्ट है, इसके लिए आपको भी स्मार्ट होना चाहिए। इसीलिए बोरोलिन का सूथॉल एंटीसेप्टिक स्किन लिक्विड अपनाइए, क्योंकि लिक्विड ही स्किन की गहराई तक जाए। घमौरिया, खुजली और रैशेस से जीतिए आसानी से। सूथॉल लिक्विड लगाओ रोज नहाने के बाद।
A drug is a chemical or biological substance that affects the body and its functions. Drug absorption is when a drug enters the bloodstream. The level of absorption can affect the speed and the quantity of the drug at the site of action. This is termed bioavailability. If a tablet releases the drug quickly, blood levels may become too high, whereas slow release may result in low levels of absorption. Additional factors affecting absorption and bioavailability include the properties of the drug and the physiology of the person, such as pH levels in the stomach and its speed of emptying. Therefore, specific formulations are used to release the drug at the desired speed. Common formulations include tablets, capsules, suppositories, transdermal patches, and solutions. Drug metabolism is the process by which the body breaks down drugs, which mainly occurs by means of enzymes located in the liver. Many factors, including intake of specific foods and other drugs, can increase or decrease the speed at which drugs are broken down, and thus determine their levels within the blood. A drug may be broken down to stop it from working. However, there are other drugs that need to be broken down or modified before they become active. These are known as prodrugs. Some drugs are directly eliminated from the body by the kidneys in urine. For this to happen, the drug must be water-soluble. Drugs that are not water-soluble may be metabolized by the liver or enzymes in the blood into breakdown products that can be eliminated in urine. Diseases that affect the liver or the kidneys can cause blood levels of a drug to increase.
हो तो मेरा भरोसा सिर्फ डाइजीन।
डॉक्टरों का नंबर 1 भरोसेमंद एंटासिड डाइजीन।
An allergy is a reaction to something. Our body reacts in a particular way when it is exposed to something. It could be something in the air, it could be due to some food, it could be due to some contact, and it's just a sensitive reaction by the individual. That's what allergy is. The sensitivity in the individual makes him react to a particular trigger, and that trigger is the cause for causing more reactions. So that's how an allergic disorder develops. There are several causes of allergy. The majority of ones are due to the environment. In the air, there could be smoke, there could be pollen, there could be dust, and there could be anything like even a weather change or viruses in the air which cause reactions. These reactions are nothing but allergic reactions due to the triggers. There are other reasons such as food and drink and contact with liquids or metals, but those are different types of triggers. There are a variety of symptoms for allergies. Some of them are eye symptoms such as red eyes, watery eyes, itchy eyes. Nose symptoms such as runny nose, sneezing and sniffing. There are other symptoms like itchy nose and rubbing of the nose. There are other symptoms in the respiratory system, for example, cough, frequent colds, and wheezing is also a symptom of allergy. The allergic symptoms of the skin are particularly redness, itching, and rashes. The diagnosis of allergy in children especially is mainly based on the history, then the examination, and also sometimes tests. For example, there are allergy tests which can be done. The allergy tests are sometimes blood tests and occasionally skin tests. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to more videos for all topics related to child health.
जब खुजली सताए आप ना रह पाए, इसलिए अपनाइए स्किन स्पेशलिस्ट का रिकमेंडेड नंबर 1 एंटी फंगल पाउडर अब्सॉर्ब। इसका टोटल स्किन रिलीफ फॉर्मूला पसीना सोखे, खुजली रोके। अब खुजली नहीं, अब्सॉर्ब करो।
एसिडिटी। नींबू पानी लेगा?
अरे कोई अजवाइन लाओ।
ये सब छोड़ो, इनो लो। इनो ये एसिडिटी पे काम शुरू करे सिर्फ 6 सेकंड में।
आज मैं ऊपर
इनो जियो लाइफ नॉन स्टॉप।
COVID-19 is the short name for the disease known as novel coronavirus disease 2019. Coronaviruses are a large group of similar viruses. Some are known to infect humans, such as SARS-CoV and MERS-CoV. The one that causes COVID-19 is called SARS-CoV-2. All coronaviruses are named for the crown-like spikes that cover their surface, called spike or S proteins. Inside the virus, genetic material called RNA is made up of genes. Genes carry the information to make more copies of the virus. The virus can infect you if it enters your mouth, nose, or lungs. Inside your body, the S protein of the virus locks to a receptor on the surface of one of your cells. This can trigger the virus to enter the cell in a couple of ways. It may cause the virus to fuse with the cell surface, then release its genes into the cell. or the cell may pull the virus inside by enclosing it in a sac. Once inside, the virus can fuse to the sac and release its genes. Next, the genes use a structure in your cell called a ribosome to make new copies of the virus. The new viruses travel to the surface of the cell. There, they leave to infect more cells. In the meantime, viral S proteins left on the surface of the infected cell can cause it to fuse with nearby healthy cells, forming a giant cell. This may be another way for the virus to spread between cells. People may be infected with COVID-19 for 2 to 14 days before symptoms appear. The 3 main symptoms of COVID-19 are a fever, cough, and shortness of breath. Other symptoms may include tiredness, body aches, stuffy nose, sore throat, diarrhea and vomiting, loss of appetite, and loss of smell. Most people have a mild illness and can recover at home. Some people who have the virus may not get sick at all or may show no symptoms. But if you have trouble breathing or any other symptoms that are severe, call your doctor or the emergency room. They will tell you what to do. For most people who have the virus, the risk for serious illness is thought to be low. People 65 years and older may have a higher risk for serious illness. And people of any age may be at high risk if they have underlying conditions, such as chronic lung disease or asthma, serious heart conditions, diabetes, severe obesity, chronic kidney disease, and liver disease. High-risk groups also include people with a weakened immune system, including those on certain medications, such as corticosteroids, people in cancer treatment, and those with HIV or AIDS. Even if you aren't in a high-risk group, it's important to practice social distancing, which means keeping at least 2 meters or 6 feet between you and other people. This helps prevent infections and serious illness in others as well as yourself. For up-to-date information about COVID-19 and other ways to prevent its spread, visit the CDC website at cdc.gov/coronavirus/2019-NCOV.
Every day, we race against a threat we can't see. Bacteria and fungi are everywhere in our environment. They're on our hands, on our new puppy's fur, and on the meal we're about to cook. They move as we move, constantly adapting to ensure survival. We figure out ways to stop infections before they start, like vaccines and sanitation, and develop new ways to treat them, like new antibiotics. But germs are always evolving, and they can develop new defenses against antibiotics. Keeping up can feel like swimming against a current. When we make our drugs more powerful, the success is only temporary. Bacterial and fungal illnesses grow harder and harder to treat, sometimes becoming deadly. Whenever we use antibiotics, only some germs will die. The most resistant can survive and spread. These germs then adapt in multiple, clever ways, occasionally combining several types of defense, modifying or destroying the drug when they come in contact with it, disguising themselves so the drug doesn't recognize them as a threat, or passing information to other germs through gene transfer. When germs share and combine defense strategies, they adapt and some can become completely untreatable with existing antibiotics. So, researchers create new drugs, working harder than ever to treat the same infections. The new antibiotics might save lives, but we can't slow down to catch our breath. Every day we can stop the spread of germs and prevent infections to keep people safe. That's why infection prevention is so important. If you prevent the infection, you don't need the antibiotic. And when antibiotics are needed, improving how we use these drugs in humans and animals will help in the fight against antibiotic resistance. Unnecessary or improper antibiotic use can harm humans and animals and can also speed up the development of antibiotic resistance. By improving how we use and prescribe antibiotics and by responding at the first sign of resistance, we can help antibiotics stay powerful for when they're truly needed. Combating antibiotic resistance requires ongoing commitment if we want to stay ahead. CDC is leading the public health response in the US, but the world needs an aggressive and coordinated response to combat antibiotic resistance globally. Germs will continue adapting, infections could become even more deadly, and antibiotics could lose more of their power. But through constant effort, we can save lives and preserve antibiotics for future generations. Let's stop germs from winning this race.
This is Dr. Carlo Oger, emergency physician and founder of edxitvideo.com. This video is about contact dermatitis. If you have contact dermatitis and your symptoms become worse, even with treatment, you should come back to the emergency department. Also, if you develop signs of infection of the affected areas like redness, pus, pain, swelling, or fever. If there are any new symptoms or concerns that were not addressed initially, please come back for re-evaluation. Contact dermatitis is an irritation of the skin caused by contact with something. Sometimes the rash is due to an allergic reaction, sometimes the rash is due to a simple chemical irritation. The symptoms include itching, redness of the skin, along with blistering in more severe cases. Although this condition is rarely dangerous, it can be very frustrating. Examples of items which can cause contact dermatitis include detergents, soaps, shampoos, nickel, found in jewelry, poison ivy, poison oak, wool, clothing starch, and cleaning fluids. In many cases, the item that caused the rash cannot be identified. If you have many episodes of contact dermatitis, you should see a dermatologist or skin doctor or an allergist to undergo testing to determine the cause of your reaction. If you are fortunate enough to know what caused your rash, you will be able to avoid that substance in the future. Treatment. Use of antihistamines or anti-itch medicines. Antihistamines such as over-the-counter Benadryl or prescription-strength Atarax can be used to help limit your itching. Because antihistamines can make you drowsy, use caution and avoid them if you must be alert at work. Use of steroid or cortisone cream. Steroid creams should...
Antibiotics are powerful medicines that fight bacterial infections. Used properly, antibiotics can save lives. They either kill bacteria or keep them from reproducing. Your body's natural defenses can usually take it from there. Antibiotics do not fight infections caused by viruses, such as colds, flu, most coughs and bronchitis, sore throats, unless caused by strep. If a virus is making you sick, taking antibiotics may do more harm than good. Each time you take antibiotics, you increase the chances that bacteria in your body will be able to resist them. Later, you could get or spread an infection that those antibiotics cannot cure. Methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, MRSA, causes infections that are resistant to several common antibiotics. When you take antibiotics, follow the directions carefully. It is important to finish your medicine even if you feel better. If you stop treatment too soon, some bacteria may survive and reinfect you. Do not save antibiotics for later or use someone else's prescription.